Hello there, my name's Tim Walter. I'm a house healer and an alternative life coach. What's a house healer, you ask? Well, we remotely connect to properties and we connect to the higher energies and assist the people that are living in the space to shift and change their environment, move towards wellness. Anyway, purpose of today, very short little video, just to reconnect with you all. I've been away for a little while. I've been writing a book, which will be out at the end of the year. Not specifically about house healing, but really about helping take people on a journey from that spiritual awakening that they've probably had. There are so many people that are having them these days, through a process of discovery, step by step, safely, in a grounded fashion, towards understanding what is happening. Because let's face it, quite often with a spiritual awakening right at the start, you get kind of blown apart. What's happening is that you're getting so much more input into your daily life from the quantum realm of infinite possibility. The quantum realm of infinite possibility is where everything that we experience is manifest from. And what happens when we have an awakening is that you suddenly find yourself open to higher frequencies of this creative energy, and you are literally experiencing more of what is inside you. Your true essence is being reflected out in your world that you're experiencing, and that is not necessarily a pretty sight. The whole process of a spiritual awakening, understanding what's going on and developing it and doing the self-healing, sometimes you might call this shadow work, in understanding your true self. That's the whole point of waking up and then embarking on the journey. So there's a lot of stuff on the internet, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about all of this, and don't take what I say as being the way it is. If what I'm talking about in this video and some of the other videos appeals to you, that's great. But what you need to do is to feel it in your heart and decide. Allow your heart, your embodied energy of your heart, to really make the decisions and the choices for you. That's what you need to do. Okay, you will find your teacher. And I'm not saying I'm a teacher, I'm merely sharing my experiences here. Okay, if they resonate, that's fantastic. Now, balance is absolutely key in everything that we do, especially when we start to really open up to the subtle energies, the higher vibrations of creativity and creation. I mentioned earlier on that with a spiritual awakening, you can get knocked sideways, get knocked off your feet with this opening to new input. And what happens is that you can get overwhelmed by it. You suddenly see that the world is absolutely not what you thought it was. It's not what it seemed, or has seemed for so many years. There are different potential possibilities available to you, and that literally is what is happening. Your potential possibilities are opening up, and what you're discovering is that there is a way of connecting to the material world that is very different to what you've experienced up to this point. Now, the balance comes in realizing that it's not about shooting off to the stars, taking your energy and your consciousness off and away, go play with the angels. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying what this is about, the balance that you need, is to actually bring your energy and your awareness back into your body, and then you can choose to interact with the subtle energy that you're now experiencing when you want to choose to interact with it. Because at the moment, if you're going through a spiritual awakening, all this input is coming in and overwhelming you, and it's because you don't know what to do with it, you don't know how to deal with it, because you've realized, it's not what it seems. The world is different to what it seems. Look at all this stuff. This is amazing. Synchronicities happening all over the place. Careful, you don't go skirting too close to the edge. We don't want you skirting too close to the edge. What we want is for you to realize the possibilities, because that's important. Once you realize the possibilities, you open up the chance to use them and put them into the probabilities of what you actually experience and you create. That's a really complex way of saying, basically, life's a bit different now. Bring your energy and your attention back to your body. You don't have to meditate, just simply take the opportunity to sit quietly, or ideally stand quietly. You don't have to do anything except stand quietly and bring your awareness back into your body, feeling the weight of your body, feeling the weight of your legs and your feet on the ground. Feel your feet on the ground and allow your conscious awareness to go down through your feet into Mother Earth. And keep pushing that conscious awareness, and be aware of your body, your weight as you stand, where you stand, but also be aware that your consciousness goes lovely, beautifully down into the earth and grounds you. Take a breath, breathe deeply from the diaphragm, gently and slowly. Stand with that, feel it, embody you. What you're being, okay, and that's fine. And then just take a breath and sit and relax. It's not a meditation, it's just something to do, a practice. If you're feeling particularly ungrounded, what you can do is actually, if you've got your feet, you're standing your feet like this, just go up on your toes a little bit and just gently bounce on your heels as you do that breathing and that intentional focus. Just gently bounce, and that helps you really ground into your body, okay? Now, balance is between the air energy, the new air energy, the potential, and your conditioned self. This is the balance that you're trying to achieve. I think I'm about to cough. So, this is not something we can cover in a 10-minute video. But what I wanted to do was to introduce the idea that you are in control. Your power that you are now becoming aware of is that you can choose when to go into the brilliant and lovely higher energies and come back to be grounded and do the work on you that needs to be done. And this is what is sometimes referred to as the shadow work. Shadow is not something to be scared of. It's not a spooky thing. It's about just understanding there are facets of you that you haven't yet explored. Some people put it in the terms of archetypes. Jungian, Carl Gustav Jung, psychologist, worked with Freud. Some people put it into these archetypal terms. And there are archetypal energies, aspects of you that you haven't explored. I'm not an archetype expert, but just think of it as shadow work. And quite often, these are what appears in dreams for you when you need to do the work on you. What you're now starting to realize is you can interact with your world in a completely different way. Maintain the balance. Keep the balance. Don't suddenly jack your job in. Don't suddenly decide to change your entire universe and your entire world by zooming off to another country, unless that's really what you want to do and you've thought about it clearly. Maintain the balance. Learn to interact with the higher frequencies in the way that is suited to you. Because what you're now learning is that actually you've got a direct link into the conscious cosmos that is your reality. And that's what you're learning about. And that's why you need balance. You've been incarnated in the physical form for a reason. And there are all aspects of reality that are reflecting your energy that is the true you as the light within. And they're being shown to you. Sometimes to do work on, sometimes purely because that is what you are. Okay? But in all of these things, maintain the balance. Always think about balance. It's not about getting so carried away in the amazingness of what you've discovered that you lose your balance. Now, there's plenty of videos on this channel about dowsing. And you know what? The reason there are plenty of videos on the channel about dowsing is because dowsing is a terrific step to take in order to be able to understand the subtle energy that you are now experiencing. So pick up a dowsing rod. If you haven't heard of these, they're usually used for finding water or something like that. It's really tuning into your intuition. Pick up a dowsing rod, get some from Amazon or wherever you want. If you don't like Amazon, there are plenty of suppliers around. So pick up a dowsing rod, learn to douse the basics. It's very straightforward, and see where that takes you. And there's plenty of guidance on this channel and of course on others. So look, okay, coming up, I've been talking to a lady called Shelley Darling, who has come to all of this spiritual energy and this journey of oneness, this unified field of consciousness that we're now all becoming far more aware of. She's come at that through several years of learning. I'm not going to say decades of learning, bless her. She's a lovely lady and she won't thank me for that. She had learning from Barry Brailsford, who some of you may know was really good friends with Hamish Miller, who was my mentor. So Barry Brailsford was an archaeologist. He still is. He's still alive, and author. And he opened up the relationship to the New Zealand Wataha. Now, you can find out more about that from Shelley in due course. Hopefully that will be coming up on the conversation I had with her will be coming up on the channel in a couple of weeks' time. And then we've got Ellie Petchett, who is also coming on the channel. She's a healer, a shaman, a metaphysician. She's going to be talking about how to deal with earthbound spirits. Now, as you're opening up newly to all of this stuff, she will help you understand that these things exist in subtle energy. How do you work with them? What do you do with them if they're in the wrong place? And then I've got another conversation with Bill Bennett, filmmaker, Australian filmmaker Bill Bennett, and we're going to be talking this time in more detail, actually. I'm really looking forward to this one. The others are great, but I'm really looking forward to talking to Bill again, because we're going to be talking about his experience when he was walking the Camino line in relation to earth energy, and how the Camino really is like a really long, elongated sacred site. Why is that? And what does that mean for the pilgrims that walk on it? And what does it really fundamentally mean about the nature of reality? Keep your eyes open for that one. It's going to be great. See you soon. Take care. Thank you for being there. Bye-bye.